Awakening not of the body, but of the mind. Does this feeling sound familiar? You've barely opened your eyes, and your mind is already racing. You've barely even gotten out of bed, and your thoughts are already racing. What's going on at work? Will I be able to handle this? We wake up physically, but our minds are still asleep, and they wake up immediately to chaos. Let's change that. Right now, this is what a typical morning looks like. The first movement of your hand isn't to reach, but to feel for your phone. A bright screen in the semi-darkness. An avalanche of notifications, news, other people's lives. Your brain hasn't even started working yet, but it's already bombarded with problems and other people's opinions. This morning noise isn't just background noise. It sets the tone for the entire day. From the very beginning, you're already on the defensive. You're reactive, like a chip in a turbulent river. You're tossed from one annoying little thing to another. An email from your boss? Your insides tighten. A traffic jam? It's driving you crazy. Ruined plans? Disaster. Why? Because your mind is out of alignment. It's empty and defenseless. It's like a fortress with its gates wide open. Any trouble easily bursts in and wreaks havoc. You become vulnerable to anger, disappointment, anxiety, and the whole day goes awry. But what if there was a way not just to survive the day, but to live it confidently? A way that doesn't require hours of meditation or complex practices. Just 10 minutes in the morning. I'm not offering you magic. I'm offering you an operating system for the mind, as ancient as the world and as relevant as the latest post in your feed. It's Stoicism, but forget boring textbooks. This isn't about ivory tower philosophy. This is about practical tools for living here and now. The main tool for the morning is Stoic Affirmations. These aren't, I am the most successful and richest mantras to attract what you desire. They're the opposite. This is mental preparation for everything the day may bring. As Marcus Aurelius called them, mental exercises. You don't repeat empty phrases. You preset your perceptions. You build a fortress within yourself that external circumstances cannot storm. Spend the first 10 minutes of your morning in dialogue with yourself, but not with the fearful and fussy self, but with the self armed with the wisdom of the Stoics. This is not a spiritual luxury. It is mental hygiene, just like brushing your teeth. These 10 minutes are your personal command center. From here, you launch a proactive, not a reactive, day. You transform chaos into clarity, and challenges into opportunities. You stop being a chip in the river. You become the captain of your ship. And now I'll show you exactly how it works. Friends, please subscribe, like, and comment. This is very important to us. And we continue. Section 1. Not magic, but preparation. What Stoic affirmations really are. The word affirmation conjures up one image for many. A person looks in the mirror and confidently proclaims, I'm the most charming and attractive, or I attract wealth. It's like a magic spell. You say it, and the universe will fulfill it. Forget it. Stoic affirmations aren't magic. They're a completely different, much more powerful story. They're not an attempt to attract what you want. They're preparation for the real thing. Anything. Imagine your life as a battlefield, and your mind as a fortress. 10 minutes of Stoic affirmations in the morning aren't like chanting mantras about world peace. They're real exercises. You're checking your walls, posting sentries, preparing supplies. You're not hoping the enemy won't come. You're preparing for their arrival, so that when they do, you'll be ready. What's the philosophical basis? It's very simple. The ancient Stoic Epictetus said, it's not things that bother people, but their opinions about things. Understand this. You're not worried about the traffic jam. You're worried about your own thought. I'll be late. This is a disaster. They'll be mad at me. You're not worried about your angry boss. You're worried about your interpretation. He treats me badly. This is unfair. Morning affirmations are the proactive formation of these opinions before the day begins. You preemptively, in the quiet and safe space of your mind, plan in your head correct, sober, and strong opinions about what might happen. You don't repeat. There won't be any traffic jams. You tell yourself in advance, if you get stuck in traffic, it's not a disaster. This is time to listen to a podcast or think. Your peace of mind doesn't depend on the traffic. You don't whisper, the boss will always be happy. You're programming the mindset. Other people's emotions are not under my control. I can only control my own reactions. I will choose calm and professionalism. This is a Stoic affirmation. It's a mental exercise, a training. You don't attract a perfect day. You prepare your mind for any day. You build an impenetrable fortress within yourself. You prepare your mental immunity. You sharpen your axe before you chop down a tree. And then any tree will be within your reach. Section 2. 10 minutes in the Agora of your mind. The structured practice. So you get the idea. This isn't magic, it's a workout. But what exactly does it look like in practice? How can you make the most of these 10 minutes? There's no need to complicate things. You don't need candles, chanting mantras, or special poses. You just need you in your quiet space. These 10 minutes are your personal space, your inner agora, where you gather your thoughts. Let's break it down step by step. The first 2 or 3 minutes, a minute of silence. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes if you like. First and foremost, stop. Your mind is still racing at the speed of the morning rush. You need to gently slow it down. Focus on your breathing. Don't control it. Just observe. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the air filling your lungs and leaving them. At this point, all sorts of things will start popping into your head. Your to-do list, yesterday's conversation, worries about the future. This is normal. Don't scold yourself. Simply push these thoughts aside and return to your breathing. Inhale. Exhale. The goal of this step is to break out of autopilot mode and enter the here and now. You're signaling to your mind, anxiety is canceled. Right now, the most important thing is just us. Next 5 to 6 minutes, time for speaking. Now that your mind is quieted a bit, the real work begins. Choose one of the Stoic affirmations. For example, today, I will only worry about things within my control. Don't just chant it silently to yourself like a robot. Say it slowly and thoughtfully, out loud or in a whisper, whatever feels most comfortable. The important thing is to consider each word. Today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today. I'll be worried. What does worry mean? It's my emotional energy. Where will I direct it? Only things I can control. What can I control? My actions, my efforts, my judgments. What can't? The opinions of others. The weather, traffic. Imagine putting on special mental glasses that help you focus only on what's important. You're literally adjusting your perception filter for the day ahead. The last 1 or 2 minutes, a moment of visualization. Reinforce the setting. Close your eyes again. Now, briefly imagine the day ahead. Not the whole day, but a few key moments. Imagine you're already stuck in traffic. Remember your affirmation. How do you react now? Calmly. You're not wasting your nerves on things you can't change. Imagine having a difficult conversation with a colleague. Is your affirmation working? Yes. You focus not on their emotions, but on your actions, remaining calm and constructive. You didn't just memorize a phrase. You tried it on in real situations. You create a mental image of how you will act when faced with difficulties. This is a final, crucial step that transforms theory into action. That's it. 3 simple steps. Stop, tune in, apply, silence, conversation, visualization. Your 10 minutes to change your day. Section 3. 5 Stoic Principles of Morning, core of the article. Now, for the most important part. Words that will become your weapon for the day ahead. These aren't just motivational quotes. They are 5 operating principles for your mind. Let's examine each one, as if we were tuning a complex and precise instrument. First, today, I will concern myself only with things within my control. This is a foundation. The first and most important Stoic principle is the so-called dichotomy of control. Everything in the world is divided into 2 categories. What we control and what we don't. You control your actions, your thoughts, your efforts, your judgments, and your goals. Everything else is uncontrollable. Another person's opinion of you is uncontrollable. A traffic jam is uncontrollable. The weather is uncontrollable. The outcome of your project is partly uncontrollable because it is influenced by external forces. By reciting this affirmation, you draw a clear line. You tell your mind, we spend all our energy, all our attention on our own half of the field, not a drop on the other side. You stop rushing around and start acting with purpose. Practical question for the day. What can I influence right now? Second, every obstacle is an opportunity to strengthen my virtue. Here we change our perspective 180 degrees. We usually see obstacles as enemies. The Stoics see them as coaches. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. An obstacle to action encourages action. What stands in the way becomes a way. What does this mean? That a difficulty is not a dead end. It's an opportunity. A difficult boss is not a punishment. They are your personal coach in patience and endurance. A difficult task is a training ground for your wisdom and resourcefulness. Everyday problems are exercises for your resilience. By saying this phrase, you give the day carte blanche. Send me any challenges. I will use them to become stronger. You turn the problem into a self-development project. Practical question for the day. What strength can this problem develop in me? Third, I voluntarily accept everything this day brings me. This is not passivity. This is not weakness. This is an active and courageous stance. The Stoic philosophers called this a more fatty love of one's destiny. You don't just meekly wait for something to happen to you. You say yes to life in advance with all its challenges, surprises, and twists. You accept reality even before it manifests itself. Why? Because fighting reality is like fighting a wall. You'll only end up with broken bones. By accepting reality, you don't waste your energy tilting at windmills. You conserve energy to act creatively and flexibly within these circumstances. You deprive the day of its main weapon, the ability to catch you off guard and frighten you. Practical question for the day. How can I not fight reality, but creatively apply it to my goals? Fourth, today, I will act fairly toward everyone I meet. The Stoics saw the world as a vast community of intelligent beings. Every person is your brother or sister in intelligence, but they have their own worldview, their own delusions, and their own mistakes. This affirmation is your internal code of honor. It's not about everyone being nice to you. It's about how you will behave. Is the cashier at the store rude to you? They're acting based on their own, perhaps mistaken, understanding of what's good. Your task is not to respond in kind, but to remain virtuous. Be polite, calm, and fair. You can't control them, but you can always control yourself. A practical question for the day. Do I see this person as someone like me? And the fifth affirmation. This moment is all I have. I will live it fully. Memento mori. Remember death. It sounds grim, but in reality, it's the greatest motivation for living. The realization that our time is finite is what makes every moment precious. This affirmation is an antidote to procrastination, to rushing, to living in the future or the past. You remind yourself, the past is gone, the future hasn't arrived yet. There's only now, this very moment. You don't put life off until someday. You don't waste the only present you have on endless worries about what was or will be. You live this day as if it could be your last, consciously, vividly, without regret. Practical question for the day. If this were my last day, would I do what I'm doing now? Section 4. From word to action. How to integrate this into your life. This all sounds powerful, but I know what you're thinking. The 5 principles are difficult to work with. In theory, I'm superhuman, but in practice, I'll forget again and fail. And you're right. The biggest enemy of any change is trying to change everything at once. Let's not do that. Here's a simple and foolproof integration plan. Adaptation tip. Depth is more important than quantity. Don't try all 5 affirmations on the first day. You'll overwhelm yourself and give up. Instead, choose one. Just one phrase for the next week. Which one? The one that resonated most deeply with you. The one that feels most relevant to your life right now. Perhaps it will be, today, I will only care about things within my control. Or, every obstacle is an opportunity. It doesn't matter. Choose yours and work exclusively with it, for the next 7 days. Why does this work? Because within a week, this affirmation will no longer be just words. It will penetrate deeply, becoming part of your mental flow. You will begin to automatically apply it in difficult situations. You will achieve a depth of understanding, not just a superficial familiarity. Tools. Make the practice convenient. Don't rely on memory. Keep the affirmation always in front of you. Write it in a journal. In the morning, after practicing, write it by hand. This will enhance the effect. Post a sticker in a prominent place. On your computer monitor, on your bathroom mirror, on the refrigerator. Let it flicker in your field of vision. Reminder on your phone. Set an alarm or notification for midday with a text of your affirmation. This will be a signal to check in with yourself. Am I still holding true to my principle? Your task is to surround yourself with this thought until it becomes your own. Key principle. Consistency is key. Remember this simple rule. 3 minutes every day is better than 30 minutes once a week. Don't strive for perfection. Don't beat yourself up if you didn't manage to sit in perfect silence for the full 10 minutes today. Life happens. Woke up late? Take a shortened version. At least 1 minute of silence and repeat your affirmation once. The most important thing isn't the duration, but the regularity. Ritual. Every day, you approach your inner machine and make another pass. You strengthen neural connections. You build a new habit. It is this daily, albeit short, practice that builds that mental immunity. It transforms a philosophy from a book into your own operating system. Day after day. Conclusion, your inner lighthouse. So what we created? We haven't simply parsed a few clever quotes from ancient books. We've assembled a powerful tool. We've taken a philosophy that's over 2,000 years old and transformed it into a clear, practical morning ritual. Remember where we started? With chaos, with the alarm clock ringing and the stream of restless thoughts. We agreed that this needed to change. And now you have a way. You haven't simply memorized 5 phrases. You created an operating system for your mind. A system that helps you separate the important from the unimportant. A system that turns obstacles into opportunities. A system that teaches you to accept reality and act within it calmly and fairly. These 10 minutes are not a magical ritual. This is a time when you become the architect of your day. In silence and stillness, you lay the foundation. You decide how you will perceive it before the day's events crash down on you. You cease to be a splinter in the turbulent river of circumstances. You become a captain, holding the helm with a steady hand. Imagine a lighthouse. It stands on a rocky shore. A storm begins at night. Waves crash against the rocks. The wind howls. Clouds obscure the moon. But through all this darkness and fury, a steady, confident beam of light shines. It cannot stop the storm, but it shows the way. It gives hope. It helps every ship at sea avoid destruction and find its way to harbor. Your morning practice is the tuning of your inner lighthouse. No matter what storm your day brings, difficult negotiations, unexpected problems, someone else's anger, the beam of light from your preparedness will pierce through it. It won't eliminate problems, but it will always show you the way forward, the path to calm, to clarity, to the right decisions. So tomorrow morning, take one simple, yet incredibly important step. When you wake up, don't immediately reach for your phone. Don't let the outside world dictate your decisions. Take control of your thoughts, just for 10 minutes. Spend this time talking to the wisest version of yourself. The version that understands the dichotomy of control, the love of destiny, and the power of obstacles. Start with one affirmation. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. And then the day after. And very soon, you'll notice how not only your day is changing, your life is beginning to change. You'll feel like you've found what philosophers call equanimity and what we can simply call a strong inner peace. A peace that's not easily destroyed.